Hello, everyone. How are you? Oh, it's been a crazy day. Kind of low, but it's exciting. Had some excitement in our family last night, so that was fun. There is nothing on my laptop. This is crazy. Hello, Nancy. How are you? You were so punctual. So yeah, my daughter's home from Kentucky, and that's great. That's always great to see her. And her twin sister got engaged last night, so that's fun. So I'm going to have a son-in-law. That's going to be fun. We really do love them and wish the best for them. So how is everyone doing out there? I hope well. I was surprised to wake up to snow this morning. That was crazy. But it is winter, so I don't know why it surprised me. I guess I was just hopeful. So, all right, I'm going to try to take this down and bring it back up again. So when I was thinking today about what I was going to show you tonight, I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know if you can see this. This area all right here, this was just piled. It was just a heap of chaos. It was creating chaos, creative chaos. That's what I call it, creative chaos. So I thought, wow, I got to clean that all up because my mind is cluttered. So my creativity is cluttered, so to speak. And I thought, wait a minute. What if I just made a card with pieces and stuff that I have laying around? Okay, who has stuff that, just little pieces, it just, you don't know what to do with? And then a light bulb went off and I thought, okay, we are going to play with all the little pieces and scraps that we have. And I'm going to show you a really cute card, and it's going to look different depending on the paper that you use and the colors that you use. So very cool. All right, so I am going to point you to my work surface, and I'm going to show you some pieces that I have. And I'm going to start out with a card, but then I'm going to go to my scrap pile, and we're going to just see how many cards we can make. So, hello, Sharon. What are you doing? You're on vacation. It's crazy. So I'm going to point you to my work surface. I hope you're enjoying your vacation. It looks wonderful. Oh, there we go. I think that's good. I think we're in. Okay, so I have, this is from Nested Essentials. So I'm using that die. I'm using my linen thread because probably everyone has linen thread. Then some scraps. And I did punch out some hexagons with my hexagon punch. And that's it. I'm going to use the painted lavender on this piece because that's what the DSP is, just for a little bit of accent. Although I'm using the hexagon punch, I am not using the stamp set. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I am using my go-to greetings. And if you don't have this, you know I use it a lot. It could not have a more fitting title for this stamp set. So I'm actually using the, well, it says just a note, but I wanted, thinking of you won't fit in this die. I think it's going to be just a note. Thinking of you will not fit. And the hello is too little. Well, we might be able to try the hello. We'll see what it looks like. After all, we're just using scraps, right? All right, so I'm going to set those aside. Actually, I want to put this on a block while I have it out. And I'm going to use this one. I don't know what kind of branch it is or what kind of leaf it is, but it's the one I want. So, I think I might have to use the big block. The block, E. Block E. Okay. Set those. Okay. I'm going to set my linen thread aside because I don't need that yet. First thing I need to do is cut my card base. So I'm going to score it on the short side at 4 1/4. Score. And then turn it on the long side and cut it at 5 1/2. And that gives me my 2 card bases. Okay. Going to fold these. My bone folder's going under my glass mat. Then I'm going to use my bone folder and get a good crease on that score line. And this is thick basic white. So the thick is better for the card bases. It gives it more stability. Okay. Then I have cut down my scraps. I'm going to tell you exactly. So the card stock, this is Pretty Peacock, is 2 3/4 by 4. This is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So then it fits right inside there very nicely, okay? Same with this one. 2 3/4 by 4, and then 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. I've cut out a couple of hexagons and hexagons out of the DSP. Now, you might say, Arlena, if you put that together, it's not gonna make a frame. It covers it completely up. You're right. So what we're going to do, and you can use your paper trimmer, or you can just use long scissors. I have 2 of those, and 2 of these. Now, it doesn't matter if they're exactly half, because all that's going to show is the part above the hexagon and below the hexagon. So you're not going to see, you're not even going to see anything on the edge. So that's going to be fine. Okay. Let's get our stamp and seal. Yep, these are the back sides. So that's cool. I'm going to get the feel for both patterns. And I'm going to glue this down. And I'm making both cards at the same time. When I mass produce, I do all the steps for the card at the same time. Okay, so I want to put adhesive here. Oh, no, set that aside. I need to stamp these first. So remember how I had this? I want to stamp it onto this DSP. Okay, I'm going to use Pretty Peacock for one, and I'm going to stamp off I don't want it real dark. And I have to find, yep, I've found a grid sheet. So I can stamp off. You can stamp off onto the glass if you want. I'm just used to the paper. I like stamping off on paper. Okay. So this is pretty peacock. I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Stamp off. And then stamp on. Pretty, huh? Okay, now I need to do it with Highland Heather. So I'm going to close this up. I'm going to get my chamois out. Clean this. And get my Highland Heather. And I'm going to stamp off. You know what? That might not be too dark. Full strength. I'm going to do it full strength. Yeah, I like that full strength. And then I'm going to close this up. And again, clean this off. Then I can put this on. So I'm just lining it up to just have a shadow. And so I'm still, I actually rebooted my computer, so I'm watching it and it looks very different. So I wonder if Windows or something had update. Okay, and then we have that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the Highland Heather. There we go. There we go. Now I need some white, some of these Nested Essential dyes. So I'm going over to my scrap pile, and I know I have white in here. I don't know if I want to use that big a piece. I'm going to see if I have a smaller piece. Oh, that's bigger. Wow, all my white pieces are big. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down so I can use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to set all these pieces aside. I'm going to do 3 inches and 3 inches. I could leave that on there. I think you can go up to 3.5 on the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So then I'm going to bring that in, just open it up, get my plates. Again, I have the number 1 base plate and 2 of the number 2 acrylic plates. So I'm going to put those down first, and then I'm going to just stack those up on top of each other so you can run 2 pieces of cardstock through with a die, and it will work. So I'm just going to start it and then hang on to it, and my whole table's shaking. And then we have those 2, and I'm actually going to make a few because remember I said we were going to use my scrap pile. So I don't think we'll use all of it because I have a huge scrap pile. How big is your scrap pile? All right. Okay, my computer looks like it wants to talk to me. Maybe, maybe not. Yes. And then I'm going to do another one. Okay. And then another one. Did everyone have a nice Valentine's Day yesterday? I hope so. We had friends that came over and we had such a wonderful time. It was so much fun. So I'm going to put my plates back right there in front of me, and there was my dominoes with my acrylic blocks. Sorry how loud that was. All right. So I put 2. So when you put it through the machine, they stick together. So you just have to bend it a little, and they come right apart. If you're on a side where it doesn't want to come apart, you just use the other side. And there you go. So I'm doing in Highland Heather, Thinking of You. And this is one, I don't know if you can see that I got the sticker on really bad. It's not lined up at all. So I don't want to pay attention to that sticker. I want to line it up with the stamp. So let's see if I can do that. There we go. Just a note. And then I'm going to do one in Pretty Peacock. And I want to use my Stampin' Scrub and my mist. And because this is red rubber, that's why I use the different cleaner. And then just a note in Pretty Peacock. I love Pretty Peacock, you guys. That and Lost Lagoon. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to bring this back out. Clean that off. All right. Okay. Let's set these aside for our next cards. I'm going to bring my card bases over back over. Get all our pieces here. Okay, I'm going to glue these down. And I'm going to put this to the left of the card base. And I want it centered left or top to bottom, and then have the same amount of border on the left. I'm going to do the same with this one. Okay. All right. All right, looking good. Sharon, I am so glad you are relaxing. I just got my comments up. Hello, Linda. Glad you could join us tonight. So good. So these are our 2 card bases. Then I want to take my linen thread and unwind that and see how curly it is. You know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to take my bone folder and put the linen thread between my bone folder and my thumb and just press and pull that, and it straightens it right out. Kind of like the opposite of the curling ribbon, you know? Do people still do that with the curling ribbon? Okay, I gotta figure out how much. Okay, need a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm gonna tie this in a bow. So this is gonna be fun. Oh boy. I was tying a bow. I think I said it on Tuesday night's live with my friend on Tuesday. She so wanted to help me tie that bow. Put her finger on the center, you know how you do. And I said, no, I can do it. It's fine. Get that one. I don't know if I want it there or... I think I want it all the way to the end. And maybe if I can turn it, that would be good too. Like have it like at the top. There we go, that works better. And then have that on there. Okay, I'm okay. I'm doing good. Okay. I need some more linen thread. Well, that's a good trick. Using the bone folder to straighten the cord. Right? Right? You just stick with me, Linda, and everyone else. I'm going to show you. I show you all kinds of good tricks. Okay. And tie another bow. So I have my Cards for Christ class coming up Monday night. If anyone is involved with that. I don't think any of you are. And then the next Monday, I have my in-person card class at the studio, and we're going to have it at 5 o'clock. The studio's open a little bit earlier, so, or available to me a little earlier, so I'm going to start class a little earlier so we can get out a little earlier. Okay. All right. Get rid of these 2 little ends. Put my thread away. Okay. I think that's going to work. Okay, I'm going to pop these up with dimensionals. Thank you, Linda. I love sharing tricks, you know, because anything, you know, sometimes we don't know. How did they do that? And how are you going to know if someone doesn't tell you, right? And, you know, I don't know all the tricks. So I'm always looking for great ideas and tricks to hear from other people. So, okay, I'm just peeling the backs off of these dimensionals. And put that in the center. Maybe I'm going to off-center it a little bit. Just so these points, see if I put it there, you can't really see it. But if I put it off, it will show up more. And sometimes, you know, this is off-center, way off-center. That may, you know, stress people out, some people out. It doesn't stress me out, but it does stress some people out. Like my daughter, she's very, you know, everything has to be lined up perfectly. So that would bother her. But me, not so much. I like a little askew. So I'm going to pop these up as well. Take the backs off of these. Oh, Linda, I will be so glad to see your daughter and finally meet her. That will be wonderful. I think it's going to be a small class. We've got some people that are out of town, you know, because it's winter and they've gone somewhere warmer or something. Actually, there's a couple of those people. And, yeah. So these are the cards. Well, that doesn't really want to. You know what I want to do? Well, I'll do it on the next ones. Here's the 2 cards. So just like that, we have 2 cards. It's 7:26, and it took us less than 20 minutes to do 2 cards. So now I'm going to go to my scrap pile. So bear with me. I'll leave these out so you can look at them. I did cut card bases already. So I'll just bring one over. Actually, it's already folded in that. So I do have that ready. I think, let's see. I have this from the other night. The bubble bath. Oh, I don't really want to cut into that because I know that's a half sheet. Let me see if I have any smaller scrap piece of bubble bath. No. That would work. That would work. I like that better, so I'm not wasting that whole half a sheet. I could use that as a card base. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to set these aside. And we're going to, maybe I should do, You remember this too that we did? That. I have a little piece of black in there too. I'm not using a full sheet of black. Let's see if I have any little pieces of black. I know I do. I know I do. I just had them. They were strips. And I know I didn't put them back in their sleeve. Here they are. Ooh, I might even have a piece that's already cut. Okay, so we're going to do 2 at a time. Get another card base. All right, so I'm going to push this aside. No, I need 2.5. 2.5. I'm trying to think which ones I want to do, and by 4. 2.5 by 4. And then it was 2 3/4 by 4. Let me do that. 2 3/4. Was it? We'll go with 2.5. Look at me. I'm going back and forth. I'm probably confusing all of you. And 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And you may have to adjust it due to what size scrap you have. So we have that. And then we have, wonder if I want, okay, that's going that way. No, I want that. And I want the hexagon punch. I need one of those. And I need a yellow hexagon punch. Okay. And then this one, again, I need 4 by 2.5. I'm gonna go 2 3/4. 4 by 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'm cutting this off to the side. I'm not even showing you how I'm cutting it. But it's 3 3/4 by 2.5. We have that one. And then we need a hexagon punch. See how we're using all these scraps? Isn't it wonderful? But I wonder if I'm going to be able to fit this in there. Okay, so when there's nothing to hang on to, I'm going to show you what you can do to make it so you can fit it in there and hang on to it. You take a Post-it note and you put it on there like that, and then you put it in there. Okay, let's go this way. It's just going to barely fit. And then you pull that out and take that off. Save that Post-it note. Throw that little scrap away. Take that little piece of Post-it note off. And there you go. Pretty fancy, huh? 2 tricks tonight. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Linda. All right. So, we have this one. And this one. And I'm going to cut these again. Linda, you're so funny. See, it's all about the tricks. I love tricks. Love, 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 love them. Do I want it? I don't have a B on the inside. Let me see if I can line up a B. I'm thinking it might be okay. Although it's going to be covered up. It's going to be covered up with the label. So I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to have the B side up. The thing is, it's all scrap, so if you don't like it, just make another one. Okay, so this one, I need to have something stamped on here. I'm not sure. I don't want that. But you know what? There's butterflies in this painted lavender. So I'm going to put some butterflies on it. And I'm going to put them in Island Heather. All right, let's see how this works. And I'm just randomly stamping them because the label is going to cover a lot of that. So I don't know how much will show. All right. And then again, we're going to glue that half down. Here we go. And then we'll take our linen thread again. And a bone folder. Straighten that out. That's too long. Trying to get it enough out there so I don't waste too much of the linen thread. Linen thread, I think, is the least expensive ribbon or twine or whatever you want to call it in our catalog. I think it's $5 for the whole bolt. And it is 15 yards you get of this stuff. So I would like to say that it will last you a long time, but it won't because you'll use it on everything. So, and again, tie the bow. We're ahead of schedule, you guys. So it took us almost 20 minutes to make the first two. And this one, we're only 10 minutes. And we've got them almost done. Oh, okay. All right. Just fussing with the bow, just because I want it. You know me. I like little loops and short tails. Okay, put that aside. We have two labels. And I think I'm going to say hello with this one. So I'm going to do hello with Highland Heather. And hello with Pretty Peacock. Clean my stamp a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. Straight down, straight up. Oh, I love how that Pretty Peacock stamps. It's so crisp, you know, and oh, I don't know. I don't know what the right terminology is. See, the hello is kind of faded, but Highland Heather isn't a real dark ink. So, okay. We're ready to put these together. Make sure I have the right side opening. Okay. And then I want some dimensionals on this. I'll put them on these two while I'm at it. I think the less you have to, you know, set down and pick up and set down and pick up, the better off you are. I am going to actually, on this time, I'm going to take my mini dimensionals and I'm going to put one on top and bottom as well, so it doesn't rock over that ribbon. If you've never used the mini dimensionals, I'm telling you, they're a game changer. A friend of mine, very good friend of mine, her name's Carol, she gave me, she said, have you ever used them? I said, no, I don't need them. I can just cut my big ones. She said, oh, Arlena, you got to try it. So I'm like, all right. So I tried it. And oh, my gosh. But, you know, she gave me the pack, and I actually had them for a really long time before I ever used them. And, boy, but once I started using them, I'm like, oh, man, these are great. So I'm just peeling the adhesive off the... Make sure it opens right. I'm so afraid I'm going to put it on upside down. Then I'm going to peel these off here. When you're all done, would you show me what stamp set it is that you used tonight? Absolutely. So why did I do Pretty Peacock? I should have done black. Okay, I'm going to set that label aside, and I'm going to do black. Because Pretty Peacock doesn't go with that at all. So, the first two cards, I used the painted lavender, specifically this branch here. And then my greetings are the ones that I always use, almost always, is the go-to greetings. Go-to greetings, it has happy birthday, thinking of you, just a note, in 3 different sizes, 3 different scripts. And then there's also a little hello, which is adorable, which why we're using that. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome stamp set because it fits everything. There we go. I don't know why I thought I needed Pretty Peacock on there. Was not thinking at all. All right. So now I need to put some more dimensionals on this. And the mini on the top and bottom. You're welcome, Linda. Tonight, it's all about using what you have. Use up your scraps. You know, we always save all those little pieces. And it's like, why do we save all those little pieces? Well, it's for cards like this. So you just need a little piece of white for the label, a little scrap of DSP for the hexagon, little scrap of the yellow for the hexagon, a little scrap for the rectangle here, and a little scrap for the black rectangle there. And then the card base. So I think all of you have basic white cardstock, either the thick or the regular. And you just make a bunch of card bases and then go to town with your scraps. Literally, I have a pile of scraps to my right. I showed you in the beginning. And all I'm doing is pulling from it. Okay. Oh, these waxy backs are very, what do you call it? Full of electricity. These, static. Okay. So now we got that. So now we have 2 more that we've made. Look at that. So that's another, that was 20 minutes. 20 minutes for 2. So if you had all your scraps lined up and punched, well, you could just assembly line them. We're going to set those aside. And who wants to do 2 more? Let me know. Do you want to do 2 more? I'm waiting. That's pretty. This is retired DSP. Look at that DSP. I don't like the back side of it though. You know what? Nope, don't want to do that one. I'm still looking here. Still looking. I don't have a lot of pieces of DSP in my scrap pile right now. So, let me see. I wish that was a prettier side. Let me see if I have that pack of paper here. I might not because it's retired. I might not have it in my stash right close to me. No. But you know what? I have another one. All right. We have that piece and that. Oh, that would be pretty. I think that's what we're going to go with. Okay, so this is pool party. So do I have any pool party in my scrap? You know what? I do, but it's a full sheet, but that's okay. It's in my pile, so I'm going to use it. All right, so I need... You know what we're going to do? We're going to do one on one side, one on the other. So I'm going to bring 2 card bases in over here. You're going to watch the replay, Linda? Okay, sounds good. All right. So maybe we'll just end there. We can end there. It is going on 8 o'clock, so that's good. We've been here almost an hour. So let me bring the cards back. We have those two, and we have these two. And that's just using scraps, you guys. So get your pile of scraps out and go to town. Cut your card bases and go to town, okay? All right, I'm going to point you back up to me. Hello! All right, so tonight was just using what you have and playing with scraps. Don't waste anything. Use it all. Thank you for the hearts. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. I don't know how the roads are, but the snow is really, I don't know. It looks like we got a lot, like 3 inches. So it is winter. It is Michigan, so we're going to love it, right? So you guys have a wonderful evening, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you back next week on Tuesday. And you guys all take care. Thank you again for watching and joining me and supporting me. Take care, and I love you all. Bye-bye.